Hey everybody, welcome back to TechOdyssey. So today I'm here with my unboxing and first impressions of the Realme GT. And this is the first time I've ever worked with these guys. They were kind enough to send it out. A lot of interesting stuff going on here. It's kind of like a budget flagship phone, but it has a lot of really cool things going on for it. It's a really sharp looking phone. I like it. It's like a Lamborghini yellow color on the back with like this leather material, kind of like the old Note 4, Note 5 with Samsung. But Snapdragon 888, 5G, 65 watt charger in the box, 120 hertz refresh rate. A lot of interesting things going on here. And if you've never heard of these guys before, it's because they're mostly overseas. Here in the States, where I'm located and where my primary audience, a lot of you guys are, it's not something we've been exposed to before. So I'm happy to be able to bring this so you can take a look at it. It's a really neat phone. So let's go ahead and dive in. We'll take a look at the Realme GT. Before we do that though, I do want to say if this is your first time stopping by the channel, thank you for being here. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. Let's take a look at the Realme GT. And here we are with the Realme GT. Now this is, like I was saying, the first time I've ever got my hands on one of these, but I'm looking forward to testing it out. Snapdragon 888, 5G, 65 watt super dart charge, that's what they call it, 120 hertz AMOLED panel. It's got a Sony 64 megapixel triple camera setup. So it sounds, from what we can see here on the outside of the box, like pretty flagship level stuff. Put away the handy dandy unboxing tool there. And I'm really excited because this one is the yellow color one. There's some other colors. They got a gold and black. They've got the blue. They got silver. Actually, I think this is what they call gold. It looks yellow, but go ahead and get inside the box here. We'll take a look at it if I can get inside the box. But I like this here on the top. Hey, welcome to the Realme family. So nice and inviting. Inside the box, we got some accessory stuff there. So we'll have a look-see inside there real quick. Looks like we've got the case inside here. So the case comes inside the box. We've got a SIM ejector tool, so you can use that. That's important. Got this case. We've got the world's most useless documentation, as I like to call it. We'll toss it off to the side. Got the case here. You can see it's nothing too crazy to write home about it. Very, very common and popular to have these thin plastic cases in there to keep your phone protected. And here's the phone itself. And it is a beautiful looking phone. I like the way it looks. Kind of got that chrome look on the sides. Got that yellow or gold appearance on the back. And then that black strip there. I really like the way that looks. It's made out of glass. And then you've got the 64 megapixel camera, the 8 megapixel ultra wide, and the 2 megapixel depth sensor, along with the LED flash. Power button over on the right, microphone on top. You can see this handset speaker up top there. And then we've got another microphone on the bottom with the headphone jack, USB-C. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at this material. It's some nice looking stuff. It feels nice and soft and smooth. We'll put it inside the case so you can get a look at it there. The case is protective. It will protect from basic drops and scuffs and dings and stuff like that. It's also protective for the camera because it's recessed, so it keeps you from scratching up the camera, and then also raised bezel protection on the screen to help out there. But it also has a built-in screen protector, which is cool. And then we've got the USB Type A to Type C charging cable. And we've got the supercharging brick in here for super dart charging, 65 watts straight in the box. I like that it's a normal standard charger. It's not one of those ones that you can only use on 220. I like that. That works really well for over here in the States because otherwise you wouldn't be able to use it like some other manufacturers do. But go ahead and get this set up. We'll go ahead and take a look at the phone. I'll come back with my impressions after I have some time to set it up and use it. So here's the Realme GT. And like I said, I've got the yellow version here. There's a couple other different colors, but you can see we've got the glass here. We've got the yellow, got this leather. It's really, really nice. It's got a nice smooth texture to it. There is a case in the box. It's kind of a very thin case. You can see it here. We saw it in the unboxing. It's just like a clear case that goes on it for some protection straight out of the box. I do appreciate, though, they pair that with the screen protector that's already installed on the phone. You can kind of see it there. You can see there's a little hole around the camera that lets you know you've got the screen protector intact. It's a film style one. But what that does is it protects your screen straight out of the box. And then it's got the fingerprint sensor, which you can see right there underneath the screen. So we've got that, not too shabby. And then it's also got facial recognition, so we'll unlock it like that. There we go. Got the unlock symbol. And you can swipe to go to the home screen, or in the settings you can have it automatically default to the home screen. So I like that as well. It's got a almost dropped it. It is a little slippery. I want to talk about that before I get too far into this. Definitely you want to keep the case on. I really enjoy carrying it this way though. This is kind of how I've carried it since I got it, and I've been using it for a little while now. But it's a very slippery phone. It's not like bar of soap slippery, but it's definitely something that's a concern. So definitely take care there. Headphone jack on the bottom. Not every day you see that anymore. 65 watt charging included in the box, and the 4500 milliamp battery. It'll get you recharged quick, fast, and in a hurry. It says with the 65 watt charger, you get a 100% charge in 35 minutes, which is really fast. And it's good that you can do that because there's no wireless charging. That's not in the phone. And also there's no IP67, no IP68. I didn't see that there's an official IP rating. So if you're concerned about that, if you're worried about dropping into the water, but with this leather back on it, I really wouldn't want to take it too close to the water anyway. So maybe that's one of the things. Maybe they thought we'll throw leather on here and we'll give you this nice material back instead of plastic or glass, and we'll trade it off. You don't have to worry about IP68 because you're going to ruin it if you throw it in there anyway. But other than that, headphone jack is nice, 24-bit audio. It's not quite quad DAC. It's not the same that you used to get with LG, but 24-bit is on par with all the other major flagships out there that you get when you connect a dongle. So you're not going to miss out on anything. You get that nice direct connection with the audio. It does have stereo speakers, so it uses the speaker on the bottom there and then the handset speaker up top. And over here on the left-hand side, you control it with the volume buttons. You've got the SIM tray there, so you're covered from that department. It doesn't have expandable storage, which is unfortunate. There are two configurations. You got a 128 that comes with 8 gigs of RAM. You got a 256 that comes with 12. Both of those are going to be perfectly fine for you. The bigger concern I have is the storage over the RAM. 8 gigabytes of RAM, totally fine. That is, I think, what the standard for flagship phones should be here in 2021. So plenty of RAM, storage space. They kind of followed in suit with everybody else, 128 or 256. 120 hertz refresh rate, you can change that. You can have it at either 60 hertz or 120, or you can have it on automatic where it will determine on its own which one to use. So that way, you know, if you start playing a game or you start watching a movie, it'll go ahead and kick in for that 120 hertz. But when you're not using it, it'll save some of the battery, or ideally it's supposed to. But it is a nice looking screen. You've got the selfie camera up there in the top left. I do like them more like here centered, but you know, when you put them up there, you kind of you never seem to be immediately looking directly at the camera, so it might be a little off. That's just by experience what I find whenever manufacturers like to put them over there. It's perfectly okay, and if you're using the same phone all the time, you get used to it. But when you're like me and you're like, oh, I'm choosing different phones all the time, then sometimes, yeah, I wish they would universally kind of just put them in the middle. Not really a ding, it's just personal preference for me. Beautiful screen. It's not a curved edge display, it's a flat display. Some people really like that. I'm more of a curved edge person myself, but I do like every once in a while it's refreshing to use a flat screen because it seems like you have so much more screen. Like, you have uniformity in the brightness and everything. You don't have like the side glancing because, you know, the curved screen, it slopes off on the edges. So this is everything right up front. It's really nice. It's got their Realme UI, which is their overlay over Android, and I think it's perfectly fine. It feels very much like stock. Like, there's not like a ton of different things on there, but you can notice when you go into the settings and stuff. So it is slightly different, kind of like Oxygen OS is with OnePlus. Realme UI is what they use. This is my first time ever encountering it, but really it's basically the same as Android 11. They just threw a couple little things on top. I kind of like it. I'm not a big fan of stock Android. Like, I like that there's nothing on there. I like that it's all free and it's clear and there's not a bunch of stuff pre-installed, or there's not a lot of different customized things. But if somebody does it right with a light overlay like Oxygen OS and like Realme UI, I do like it. So this is really just my unboxing and first impressions. Show y'all what's in the box, talk about it. It does have a 64 megapixel camera on the back. It's also got an 8 megapixel ultra wide. The camera, I haven't really had a lot of time to spend with it yet, so pay attention for that later on. I'm going to have my full review coming out where we're going to go in and talk about the camera, talk about some other stuff. This right here really is kind of a first look, a glance at it. I have been using it. I'm not getting 5G here in the US. I'm in Houston. Some other areas might be, and I did make a comment before and somebody else was like, yeah, it's working for me. So depending on region and area and network bands, that's the thing here. When you get these overseas phones, they're getting better and better, but they're still not quite at the point where you get the same level of coverage as a native unlocked, you know, North American phone. So it doesn't have band 71, it doesn't have band 66 for LTE. So even though it's got a Snapdragon 888 processor in it, which is the latest and greatest, the fastest flagship processor, it doesn't have all the bands that, like, say you go pick up a Samsung. It's going to work basically without question on all networks and frequencies. This one, like I said, no band 71, no band 66. Those are kind of important for rural areas with like T-Mobile, but it does get the primary ones. So I'm having no problem with connection or signal, but it does not have the 5G's not working in my area. So I'm sure eventually it will once everything catches up. Just one of those little asterisks next to the phone. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I've really been enjoying using it. It's nice and it's refreshing. This is the first time picking up a new brand, especially like a foreign brand like Xiaomi and Poco and Redmi. You know, they've got their MIUI, and some people like it. It's come a long way, but it feels a little bit different than using like Samsung's One UI or Oxygen OS. This one, I was a little concerned because it was another new user interface, and with Realme UI, I actually like it quite a bit. So the sound is good, the screen is nice, it's got a really nice form factor. I love this leather or leatherette on the back, whether it's real or not, I got to look into that. But it's nice, and it's got a solid presentation and a really good showing for an international phone. So that's all I've got so far. You can pick it up for about $500 or less in some areas. That's kind of what they're going for here, is a lower priced flagship phone that looks really quality and looks premium, but it won't break the bank. So I don't know if we'll ever see these in carrier stores here in the US, but if you pick one up and want to use it, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. At least that's been my experience so far. So that's all I've got for my unboxing and first impressions of the Realme GT. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comments section. I'll get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.